one of your better intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. It's good to be back. What about this? Give me the wide angle. Ooh, give me the wide angle. Look at that up there, ladies and gentlemen. We have a neon sign that says "Cancel Me Now" here on the podcast. I don't know why there's an X at the bottom.
Just because there's a little kiss. Cancel me now. It's a fucking cracker.
What a week it's been.
Oh, the sign. I'm still on the sign.
Yeah, I know, but I was.
Sign's
How
unreal.
good's the sign?
Sign's unreal.
What about? So I complained on the show the other week about these fucking.
You do that a bit.
That's all I do. Complain about me now. I got these fucking weird, like, they almost look like a laptop charger cable. Got 2 of them sent to me like 3 weeks ago.
Didn't know what to do with them.
I was like, what the fuck are these?
Who's sending me cables?
And it just said, I had my address, it had my name, and like, I was like, what? No return address? What the fuck are these? Anyway, I was freaking out because I was like, what does this even mean?
Everything freaks you out. So
well, of course.
That would definitely freak you out. Just random cables coming in the
Well, what does it mean? Well, who knows where I live? What are they sending me? What if I'm missing something?
Yeah.
Well, how would you feel if you just had cables turn up at your house?
That's a strange threat for sure.
It's a weird thing to get.
Someone sending you random cables you don't know anything to do with them.
What have I got cables? What's coming next? What's going to happen tomorrow? Turns out they're for these.
What are those sort of 2 of recently that needs
No, I
plugging
didn't
in?
order them. They sent them to me.
No,
this is like 6 months ago.
You did order the signs though.
No, I just said, yeah, let's do it. They said, do you want me to make signs to the podcast? I said, yeah, sure, let's go.
They're great. Who did it? Can you give them a plug?
Cancel Me Lit or something? What's that called?
No, that's the podcast that we do.
Get Lit, wasn't it?
Get Lit Neon.
Get Lit Neon. Great work.
Lit me off.
Yeah.
Suck me off or something.
Get Lit Neon.
They actually do really good work.
I can tell.
So
They're outstanding.
Get Lit. If you're after some neon signs for your kebab shop or whatever you do.
Your brothel.
Your bedroom. Yeah, your brothel.
Asian massage parlour. They generally got neon signs out the front.
What's the one in Newcastle? The Asian Star.
The Asian Star, great neon. I heard 2 Lit Neons did their
Oh, really?
signage.
That was.
I believe so.
They've got 2 big like shout outs. One from the Asian Star in Newcastle, the best Asian brothel, and the Buttsman podcast.
That's subjective.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many Asian brothels are there in Newcastle? There's a few.
I mean, there's a lot of rub and tug joints.
Well, apparently there's one in
Apparently.
All alleged.
near where I grew up. You know.
Duggar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At a close beach area around the corner
What, really?
that services women as well.
Ladies need loving too.
Finger jamming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fingery the biscuit. Like, you know when you get a bit of batter on your fingers and you just lick it off? Apparently there's a bloke there that jams the ladies.
Oh, I mean,
Hits the bloody, the chakras in the right position.
it's all about equality.
Yeah. Hits the spot. And apparently we spoke to a lady who went there.
We should get her on the podcast.
No, she's painful. And she said, I probably shouldn't say that.
Shouldn't talk about Claire like that.
No. And she said that it was the best orgasm she's ever had.
That's great.
She said the bloke was ugly, but he hit the spot.
Generally, as is the case with ugly women, they have to try a bit harder.
Yeah.
So I'm sure ugly dudes, especially in that line of work, you do have to just try a little bit harder. If you're going to be ugly, you got to fucking make sure you're good at what you're doing.
Yeah, and that's why I think Gabe really tries at producing the show.
Why he does such a good job, because he's ugly as sin. Uglier than a hat full of arseholes.
You are the arsehole.
What's been happening, boys? How is everyone?
Well, I tell you what, my wife's gone missing.
Yeah, where is Clary? I noticed she wasn't here.
Well, let me tell you all about it.
Oh, dear, here we go.
So
She's trying to find a home for a rabbit or something ridiculous.
Close. Yeah. Close.
Not far off.
There was a Kelpie being put down tomorrow.
She's gone to stand in front of it. It's like, you know, in like the movies where they're going to bulldoze like the forest and they're standing in front of the bulldozer.
She's a part of the Extinction Rebellion.
Claire's in front of the euthanasia needle at the vet.
She's dived in front of it.
No.
Don't worry about the baby growing inside
What's she doing?
Well, there's a Kelpie getting put down and she's gone up to the pound to get it.
What, bring it here?
No, I'll take it to her parents' house for a couple of days. They're going to foster it.
And then what?
I don't know.
What happens after a couple of days? She hasn't thought this one through.
Well, I know what her dad's like, and they're going to keep it. I guarantee you, next week on the show, they will have a new dog. Apparently he's beautiful. I'll show you a photo.
I'm sure he is, but just let it go. You can't save them all. That's insane. I mean,
He's cute.
personally, I'd have let that one die.
No, he's very nice.
That one, In my opinion, that one's better off dead.
Well, he's just a little fella. He's very cute. And Claire got onto her parents. I spoke about it on the Mum and Dad show, which I did alone.
It's just the dad show.
Just the dad show.
It's the and dad show.
When Dad's alone, Dad will play. Yeah, Mum had a girls' night out.
So she's saving her.
So she went up with her dad to get it, and they saved it from being killed. So that's good. They've done a great job. But I've had to be the dick in the situation and go, we can't. And she goes, I know, but we have to do something.
I'm glad you put this podcast before that, because I would have been asking questions if you were there too. And you like move the podcast because you had to go save this dog. I'd be like, mate,
man, we there's too much. We've got a child being reared.
Yeah,
we have Rosie's crook. We've got Littlefoot. He's a bucket of fun.
He wouldn't go for a wee before when you were telling him to go for a wee.
Yeah, but he doesn't wee inside. He's just like,
no,
off, Dad, I'll piss when I need to.
I'll tell you when I'm ready.
But Rosie's issue means she drinks a lot more water, so she has to go to the toilet a lot more. And she's got an interesting positioned bladder, which means it's a long story.
It sounds like a lot.
But that's dogs, man. They look after them when they're healthy and when they're crook. So Claire's done that.
Why was it getting put down? Was it naughty?
No.
Was it a bad dog?
It wasn't naughty or nice. It can't
have been that good because we're going to kill it.
Well, in the pound up at Singo, after a week, if they're not clean, they get put down.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rough.
Yeah, it sucks, but like...
You got to kill something.
Something's got to die.
Yeah. I know. I like your attitude.
No, what do you do?
I know.
What do they do with the dog after they kill him?
I think they just throw it in the bin.
I should do what I did with that possum the other week. Just launch him on the side of the road.
Freak out, panic, and ring the council to pick it up. You fucking weird cunt. Go and check out that podcast episode. That was ridiculous. Bluey panicked because it was a dead possum in his backyard. And rather than burying it like a normal person, he had this big conspiracy with the local council to come and pick it up, take it somewhere, hide it.
It wasn't a conspiracy. It was just like the easiest thing for me to do was throw it on the side of the road and get the council to clean it up.
You spent hours on the phone. You transported a dead possum.
15 minutes on the phone and a 3-minute drive.
You put it in your car?
In the tray of my ute. We've been over this.
Yeah, I know.
Fuck that possum. Fuck Newcastle Council too.
Fuck the police.
Yeah. So Claire's doing that. That's good.
Claire's doing that. I've been busy just doing my normal thing, but I've been having arguments. I don't know. Did I tell you about it wasn't an argument. It was an email exchange to do with Mark Burris. Did I tell you about this?
No.
So Mark Burris said he could be keen to come on the show.
Mark Burris of Aussie Home Loans
Yellow
fame?
Brick Road.
He's a multi,
sort of like I don't know. He's like a financial dude.
Yeah,
quite successful.
He's an entrepreneur.
He was the host of The Apprentice in Australia.
Was, and he's on the board of the Sydney Roosters as well.
Is he?
Yes.
Okay, so
anyway,
good guy.
What happened to Mark?
Well, he said he was keen.
Why isn't Mark here
to come on the show? And I get an email from his producer, who I'm sure is lovely, or PA, personal assistant. And she starts asking me questions that I can't really answer. She's like, so what's the show called?
I mean, you should have been able to answer that.
Well, I failed on that one. She said, where does the podcast go? So this is the email. She goes, what's the podcast called? Where does it go up? How many views does it get? How many listens does it get? What questions are you going to ask Mark?
Yeah, they want to, it's all going to be, he's big.
And I'm just not going to answer those questions. No. I'm not going to say to you what I'm going to ask because I don't fucking know.
We refuse to plan anything we do on this show.
No, it's not. I don't want to do that.
Not for me, not for you, and definitely not for Mark Burris.
No, fuck Mark.
We're not planning anything.
Mark.
I'm sorry.
I cannot go into detail about what I'm going to ask because we don't know.
We didn't plan a live show that we did for 50 paying customers. We're definitely not planning an episode from Mark
because he's going to be in town. I'm going to ask him questions
because he wants to know what he's going to get. You don't want to get blindsided.
What are you going to get blindsided about, Mark?
I don't know.
What do you got to hide
on this podcast? You could ask him something real, like. I mean, we do have 2 butt plugs sitting on the bench.
Well, I'd move the butt plugs if fucking Mark Burris is coming on.
I wouldn't.
I'll get it. But that's the thing, you got to just fucking roll with the punches. If you want to come on the show, come on the show. If you don't, it's okay. Just say no.
What was the email exchange like?
Well, it was fine, and I said, "Listen, I'm not going. I don't have an answer to that question." And she was like, "I need to know." I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't have an answer.
You're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it." I was just like heaps abrupt with it. I was like, "I'm sorry, I can't tell you."
And
she just stopped replying, and I stopped. Well, it was the end of it.
That was it.
And that was sort of like, I was like, okay, I understand that it's her job to sort of find out, but you got to wrap your head around the idea, Mark, that these are podcasts are conversations. They're not planned, mate.
Yeah, the ones that he do are playing though.
Yeah, but I don't have an interest in that. I might have some questions I might want to know about.
Yeah.
And maybe I could sort of run with some themes, but I'm not going to go. And this was, he was coming in a couple of days, and I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know, mate. We'll work it out. It'll be fine.
You should have. Here's my take on it. You should have just thrown a few random questions in there.
Yeah.
And we could have got him, and then just fucking blindsided him anyway.
him with allegations that
It'd
are
be great.
completely untrue.
I like Mark Burris.
I like Mark Burris too.
You should have just said like a few random questions, and then we could have just sat down with him.
What's your favourite meal, Mark?
Yeah.
What do you like to do with your spare
like
time?
just want to ask him.
How did you fit Sonny Bill under the salary cap
Exactly.
of the Roosters?
Yeah, you could. Yeah. Anyway, I think you should have sent a few questions through.
Oh, sorry, mate. Maybe you should be my personal assistant.
I could.
There we go.
You've already got one of them.
Is it too late?
Why don't you contact him?
So
Gabe, pull this out the fire.
I do want to reach out, but it's Isaac's blue tick that gets the response.
No, but I got her
herpes.
herpes. I got herpes. I got her contact info. Her name's Jess, I think.
Gabe, pull this one out the fire.
So I just try again.
Yeah.
No, I'll just give you the info. Just say, hey, sorry I had to deal with the fucking prima donna that is Isaac Butterfield.
Isaac's not used to
I'm
doing.
a diva, bro.
Isaac's not used to doing stuff. Yeah.
No, I don't have answers to that. I don't like the idea that you have to have everything as an interview. It shouldn't have to be like that. I don't think.
No, but if you want a big name on, you probably should.
Mark's not a big name.
He is.
No, he's not.
He definitely is. I'm a big name.
Mark's very successful, very good at what he does. But okay, if they wanted fucking if I wanted Joe Rogan on the show, yeah, sure, he's a big name.
Yeah, but Rogan wouldn't ask you like you wouldn't.
That's my point. I don't want people on the show that go, you need to tell me exactly what you're going to ask me. That's not who I want on the show.
Yeah, but you just tell them you're going to do that, and then you just do
No.
what you want.
No, because that's playing into this idea that you have to play by the old school rules. I'm not doing that.
I fucking refuse.
I'm not doing it.
Well, Mark Burris isn't coming on the show, guys.
I think so.
Mark Burris is the first person to be banned from this show. He was not welcome on this show. Mark, where are you? You're not welcome, Mark. I do like Mark.
Mark, reach out. Mark, talk to Gabe.
Mark, we're sorry.
Talk to the adults, Mark.
We can iron this out. Talk to Gabe.
Let's
so,
talk.
so Mark Burris isn't coming on the show, so that's good. What else?
I feel like we should give these away. So we have 2 anal fantasy butt plugs here.
Which last week we did say, if you remember the Patreon, you are automatically in the running.
Yes.
To win one of 2 anal fantasy collection Askasm cock rings with
special
some Iraq War
paraphernalia.
Iraq War Maestro trading cards. We've got Colin Powell and Dick Cheney.
I've got Dick Cheney, and they're signed. Remember, they're signed
not by
us.
Powell and Cheney. They're signed by me and you.
A winner might be watching now if you're live on Patreon.
Yeah, if you're live on Patreon, remember it's $1 a month. It's fuck all.
And also on the Patreon, not this week, but I think you said in a couple of weeks, you're going to be giving away some cold hard cash.
Yeah, I'm going to give $500 away next week. I know I've been saying next week for a while, but it is actually next week.
It is actually going to be next week.
But
this week, it's something better than money.
So should we go with the classic prostate stimulator first, or the cock rig plug plus?
You pick one, and I'll pick one.
Let's
comment.
Well, okay.
And I'm gonna. You want to go first?
You let me know.
No, Bluey. His question was which toy are you giving away first?
Yeah.
Well, I'll pick a comment for the classics prostate stimulator.
So why were the question? What was the question in the Patreon?
Oh, I just said drop a comment on why you deserve to win one of these beautiful specimens.
Ass pleasuring devices.
And there was loads of funny ones, but I sent you boys a short list of what I thought was the funnier side of things.
Yeah, and
I've got one.
do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll give away the Askasm cock ring plug with the Dick Cheney.
Which one I don't like to play favourites, but which one do you think is better of the 2?
I think for me personally, I'd prefer the Askasm cock ring plus.
Yeah.
It actually says plug, but I think plus is a better word.
Because that like you could wear while you were pleasuring a lady or a fella.
Yeah.
This is more solo. This is more solo session, I think.
This is full on. That's some full on shit.
This is like shut the blinds, unplug the phone.
Yeah.
And just go to town on yourself. Your one's a little bit more social, I think, of the 2.
All right. The winner of the Askasm cock ring plus is Dan Luzowski. Not loser.
Lazewski?
Luka Zeski.
Luka Zeski.
Who says, give me the fucking ass dildos or I'll review bomb your Monday night social game and you get banned. Get you banned. That was about something we were talking about on the podcast last week about us getting banned from a social game that we play every Monday, a sporting game. and they are absolute Nazis there. So congratulations, Dan, on the Patreon.
The threat worked.
He threatened me. That's a good way to get to me. He said, give me the fucking ass dildo. So listen up, big dick. You got it, baby.
I'm going to choose Amber Nevin.
Oh, girl, you fucking creep.
Amber Nevin. Well, girls like it up the ass as well. So
Don't we all?
Amber's comment tickled me. Said, I would like it because my father passed away last year and I would like something to help bring back fond memories of him.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
I do like, so congratulations, Amber. You are now the proud owner of a Classics prostate stimulator. Get in touch with us on the Patreon and send us your shipping address.
Yeah, just onto a message. And these have been opened, but they haven't been used.
Oh, I mean, speak for yourself. There's a couple of honourable mentions because there's some fucking good comments.
Yeah, I will say there was one that actually gave me the giggly bigglies. Where was it?
So you don't get a toy, but you get a shout out.
You get a shout out. Christian McFarlane. It's always such a hassle putting my cock ring and butt plug in separately. This would fix that problem, which it does.
Yes,
it
absolutely.
Definitely does.
Steel Hobbs, if used right, it would bring back fond memories of my uncle. May he rest in peace.
Stuart Arborn. I really want this.
That's what I was looking at just then.
I really want this. I'm not gay or anything, but I just really need it.
Yeah.
For my girlfriend. It's definitely not for me or anything.
And this is something I had in my notes to talk about today.
These people are funnier than us.
Have you ever noticed how often men use gay humour?
I mean, daily for me.
Like
every day.
It is funny, isn't it? It's like dudes love making jokes, not about gay people, but just about gay acts. Like if you're on a building site.
That's funny.
And someone goes, oh, come. Everyone go, oh, yum.
Yeah.
Like they love making gay jokes.
Because it's funny.
But why is that? Why do you think men love making gay jokes?
Not all men do. Some guys get upset. And that's why it's funny.
Yeah, they're the ones
you want. It's funny to do it around old blokes.
Yes.
That are like, like our dad's generation that are like grew up pretty homophobic, like genuinely homophobic. And like you'll be watching telly and like a good looking dude will come on and you'll be like, you want to kiss him, eh, Dad? And he goes, fuck off, man. I don't want to fucking poof. You're like, yeah, I know you're not, but it's funny upsetting you.
It is. And it's easy to upset him too. You're like,
that's part of the humour.
Yeah.
And it's also just funny to say the wrong thing.
Yeah. How do you think that the next generation will be? If that's our fathers and possibly our grandfathers, maybe, they are super homophobic. Do you think that how will we be to our grandkids? Will they look at us and go, oh, you're pretty homophobic?
They might think we're actually gay because we keep saying that sucking.
Do you reckon they'll go the other way?
I don't know.
Like, oh, granddad, he's always making like heaps of gay remarks. Like he's probably one of those homos.
Yeah, maybe. Like, grandpa says some pretty weird shit.
Like, so our granddads would be like, oh, I hate gay people. And we're like, when we're grandfathers, we're like, oh, love cocks.
Yeah, I love sucking dicks.
Granddad loves, always talking about sucking dicks, granddad. He loves sucking dicks.
I don't know if granddad's gay or just trying to be funny, but it's whatever, I don't get it.
See your granddad talking about how much he loves cum. It's so weird.
Every Christmas, he just draws dicks on the Christmas cards.
And then starts sucking them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit,
yeah, I don't know.
It's a bit strange, but we always see straight dudes always do like gay humor. They're like, oh yeah, cum's delicious. Oh yeah, I fucked him. Yada yada yada. I like it. I think it's a nice way to be. It's definitely better than being the other way and never joking about gay people.
I mean, you got to include everyone. Make fun of everyone.
What is the group do you think that needs to be included next? Because it was gay people for a long time, then it was trans people. What do you think's next? Bestiality,
disabled.
No. I think disabled people get, particularly autistic people. I'm getting a bit over them because everyone's claiming to be autistic now.
There is a lot of people that I think are autistic.
Well, a lot of people are autistic.
I feel like it's like the ADHD.
How did I know you were going to talk when I said that?
Because I know people that are going, oh, I might like. Do you reckon like I'm autistic? Do you reckon I'm on the spectrum? It's like when people just claim ADHD or still do.
Yeah. When it's like you just got a shit attention span.
Yeah.
And you're just a bit weird. Like,
Yeah.
I've got autism.
Like, why can't...
It's not cool.
It's okay to just be a bit different.
Yeah.
You don't have to label yourself with something. And I think it is also quite self-limiting when you label yourself with something like autism or... maybe not ADHD to the same extent, but if you go around, like, you'll see it in Instagram bios now, like, oh, autism.
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's like...
In whose?
Hey?
You're on a weird side of the internet.
Yeah, on who?
This is what I do for a job.
Yeah,
I look
that's
at
true.
people's. So okay, if you went onto someone's page and they'd have this, they'd have the trans flag, they'd have the pride flag,
Yeah.
they'd have autism,
And have
they'd
the
have
pronouns.
pronouns. That is what you see.
Yeah.
Like you go, so basically what it is now, if you're a progressive sort of person, you want to have your pronouns in your bio, what sexuality you are by your flag, you want to have what your sort of, your mental state, whether you've got depression. Like, no, seriously, this is like what people post. They post, I've got anxiety, I've got depression,
That's
and
awesome.
I've got autism.
That's awesome.
It's like, leave people some room to discover things about you.
Yeah, keep it to yourself. Suffer in silence.
What would you put in your bio, do you think? What should you have in your bio?
In terms of like my pronouns and stuff.
No, like what's something that we would never reveal back in the day? We'd never reveal, but now we should. You think that we should?
I'd be
reveal
like,
hemorrhoids.
yeah, orange pubes.
Yep.
Like mild drug habit, problem drinker.
Yeah.
Like yeah, bad with money.
Like if you go to Gabe's Instagram,
what is that?
Just bad with money in the fucking bios.
Yeah.
if you've got Gabe's Instagram, it's he him loves cum.
Fuck off.
He him
Yeah.
loves cum, and I think that's great. I think it's good to get that out there.
Yeah.
Like, but I honestly feel like people just claim all these things because they feel like it gives them sort of couple of brand, it gives them a crew
It's a
to
bit
sort of belong
cool.
to.
Yeah, it's like people just want to belong, don't they? And if you're a bit weird, then you can just like I don't know, you can just say that I'm autistic.
Well,
And
if you watch Grease back in the day,
Grease,
the movie Grease,
John Travolta,
yeah, like there was the jocks, there were the cheerleaders, there were the nerds, but now there's so many other categories. There's the trans, there's the fucking, there's the who else is there? There's the furries, the autistics, there's the
subs, the doms,
the doms.
Apparently,
this is what a school looks like.
This is
all
what
the trans
schools are
people
right
are
now.
over there. All the furries are.
That
over
is what
there.
it's like.
No, when were you out of school?
not joking. This is not a joke.
We're not joking. This is true.
I have a friend whose kid goes to school. I won't say which school, but up in the Hunter Valley, and apparently there's like sub kids, and they wear like leather fucking chokers to school and shit, and they're like the submissive kids.
Oh.
And this is like in a high school, and they're like fucking 16, and they're like, "No, I'm a sub." And you're like, "What the fuck?"
But when do you
Where
wake?
were these cunts when I was going to school?
When do you wake up and you decide you're a sub? You just go, "Fuck, I love." Do you choke on a bit of toast that morning? You go, "Oh, I don't mind this. This is
Didn't
actually
mind
quite,
that. Yeah.
it's nice."
Do you type a bit too tight? And you're like,
Oh, Christ. Go the way of Michael Hutchins.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just feel like, but that's what high schools are like, Gabe. You go around and everyone's got their group, right?
Yeah,
There's
and I
the
think now it
popular
would be
group.
like more so.
There's just heaps of different groups, and I get that it's nice to belong, but like, can you not belong to something heaps weird like subness?
Yeah, just belong to something cool.
What do the DOMs do? If there's a subgroup, well, how do the DOMs walk around? Just fucking like gutter stomping cunts.
I don't know.
Can we find out?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. So they'd be doing something weird.
I'm scared about what high school will be like for my son.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna be weird,
It's like
man.
one thing that like makes me think like, fuck, do I want to have kids? Because I'm just like,
It's a weird world.
it's just getting weirder. I mean, probably every generation says that as you get older. You just,
I guarantee you they do.
but I'm just like, I just see kids now, and I'm like, you all suck badly.
You know when I look something up on my phone, like how my pop reacts?
Yeah, he'd be just like, that would explode his brain.
He laughs.
Yeah.
He just laughs at me.
What
He
the
goes,
fuck is going
I
on?
go, I'll just look it up on my phone. He goes,
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It would
like smug.
no, like
No, like,
what the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, they wouldn't. It would explode their brains, like what we do.
just going to let Rosie out, but keep talking.
Oh, the dog's carrying on. Yeah.
It's because Claire's not here and they're freaking out. What the fuck's going on?
We had a few good things to talk about on this episode, but I'm excited. I'm excited for those people to get their sex toys. Make sure if you were the two winners, send us through some photos when you receive your.
Yeah.
Not using them, but send us a few photos.
Just smile and maybe hold the box.
Yeah, definitely don't insert them and then send us a photo. I mean, you can if you want. It is on Patreon, so. We should start a Cancel Me Now OnlyFans when we send out sex toys.
And we just make them post everything.
Yeah. It's our user-generated content.
That's how you get the big bucks.
Fuck yeah. How's your weekend, Gabe? What'd you get up to?
I had a good weekend. I went to the Prince, had a couple bevs there.
Saturday, Sunday, when did you go drinking there?
Saturday.
The weather was good for boozing, wasn't it?
It was gun.
Yeah.
Up on that balcony there, up in
Yeah.
the sun. I hadn't really had a day drink there, so it was nice.
It's a nice spot. Cut my teeth there. There was a golden era of drinking there about 2014, 15. They used to do $4 Coronas and $5 vodka cruisers. Used to go in there with $100 and just get absolutely obliterated. It was
I
good.
never got to have those days. Hey, and you're not even that much older than me. Like by the time I was drinking, it was $5 for a Tooheys New, and then within 2 years you're paying $8. For a beer minimum.
You're pretty much getting you're not getting a schooner for much less than $10 these days.
No.
It's pretty upsetting.
When do we have a riot?
No, I'm good, thank you, mate.
I'll have one.
I'm still a bit crook from the weekend. Another big weekend.
Fill us in, mate.
I was in Sydney. Went to Sydney for Rufus. I went to see Rufus the Soul at the Domain in Sydney on the weekend.
Called Rufus?
They were. Mm-hmm. Then they changed the name to Rufus the Soul.
Why?
Because it's cool. I have no idea why. There's probably a good reason.
Should I change my name to Isaac DeButts?
Actually, you probably should. That's pretty cool.
DeButts, man.
But it was amazing. It was at the Domain in Sydney, that big park in the middle of the city. And
I've never been there. But
30,000 people. And
how much were tickets?
100.
Fuck.
No, 130.
And they did 2 days.
And they did Friday and Saturday, and you could buy select front section, like good viewing booth for like 300. Wow. And they sold out both nights, so they did 60,000. What's that? 6 million? Just off the top of my head, is that $6 million?
6 million times no.
Well, say $130 times 60,000. $130 times 60,000. 7.8 million.
So out of that, you'd be looking at
be a hefty booking fee for the Domain.
Booking fee would have to be
100 grand, easy.
150K.
Yeah. Per night, probably.
For me to hire the Enmore when I did my special was 70.
Oh, so more than that. What's the Enmore hold? 2,000, 2,500?
17, 1,800.
Domain might be $250,000 to hire.
Maybe.
That's fucking huge.
But mine was higher fee, and it was lighting and rigging and stuff.
Well, they had it, mate. If there's a band that you want to take MDMA and go and watch with your friends, it's Rufus Du Sol. The stage is like it's like a light show. It's like a vivid light show and amazing music all in one. It was like the most fun I've had this year. It was fucking unreal.
And it was sold out?
Yeah, it was fucking packed.
On the topic of sellouts.
Nice one.
Yeah.
The Liver King.
Oh!
The Liver King
That was a good segue.
Thanks, mate.
Nice segue.
He's been caught. He's been charged. Well, he hasn't been charged. But he's
about to be in the court of public opinion.
Yeah. He's been called out for having all of the steroids, quite a few different steroids. He's been more plates, more dates. Derek, he made a video all about this, and it's an in-depth one too. It goes for about an hour, and I think he's coming out with a blood work video too, going into all the blood work thing. But basically, the Liver King was on a lot, and he reached out to a few different people asking for bodybuilding sort of to train him as a bodybuilder, which includes a lot of steroids. Now, the whole reason that the Liver King, if you don't know who he is, he's this super jacked dude that all he apparently eats is liver and testicles and fucking bone marrow and all that shit. And he is jacked. Like, super jacked.
Yeah.
Like,
he's
ridiculous.
Fucking comical.
He looks swollen.
Yeah.
Like, he's just huge.
And super tanned.
Like a good-looking dude.
Rig.
Great rig, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's come out with all these claims that his hair grew back after he got on the roids and stopped, not on the roids, but on the diet, and he stopped washing his hair.
So he's selling...
Doesn't wipe his ass.
On the back of the Liver King brand, he sells... He doesn't wipe his ass.
Doesn't wipe his ass, doesn't shower, doesn't sleep on a bed.
It must stink. Mm-hmm. He would pong. Mm-hmm. But on the back of like the Liver King public figure, he sells supplements. So I think it's Heart and Soil, and there's a heap of he's got like a whole supplement range.
So you can swallow. So if you don't want to eat the fucking kidneys and the liver and all that type of stuff, you can have the freeze dried version, which is in a pill, and you can have, I think there's like beef brain, and I'll have a look while you talk.
Testicle ones and all sorts of stuff, and the claim is that like you can.
That's how he got jacked.
Yeah, he's like, I look like this because I eat liver, I do XYZ, drink fucking semen.
Living. The ancestral tenets.
The 9 ancestral tenets. Yeah. And obviously the whole time while because he went viral. It's about June, July last year, all this content of he started popping up and he went viral. And people straight away were like, this motherfucker's out of control on steroids. And he just flat out denied it. He was doing like Logan Paul's podcast, all these massive podcasts. And people would ask him and he'd be like, I don't do that shit. I never do that shit. Mm-hmm. I look like this because of the fucking ancestral tenets and I eat testicles.
Yeah, and that's what he was claiming to everyone. He was like basically suggesting that if you eat like this, you can be me.
And he flat out denied it. And he was making a fortune.
He was making an absolute fortune.
100 million. But he was also claiming that like the Liver King brand didn't actually affect the supplement sales. He was saying like, I was already killing it. Yeah. And then I'm just the Liver King anyway. And this isn't actually affecting my sales at all. I was already killing it. And people are going like, mate, you can't make these claims and, you know, you're profiting off it. And then he's been exposed.
He's been exposed.
And he apologised.
More Plates, More Dates came out and just said like, here's the emails. And how is that? Like, so he had been making videos about Liver King saying, listen, he is definitely on steroids. And then he goes into his own, and then Liver King denied it everywhere, thousands of times. And then Derek goes into his own emails and has an email from the Liver King saying, hey, can you
help me
give me
out.
some information about steroids and shit?
Yeah.
Like, this is what I'm taking.
An old email that he hadn't seen. Crazy. And then Liver King came out and made the apology video, which was pretty funny.
He's a funny
dude. Have you watched it? He was like sitting in a throne.
Yeah,
and he's like him. He's still full Liver King mode.
I really like him.
I think it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
He's a
primal.
Yeah, he just gets primal.
Would you class yourselves boys as primal or sub-primal?
I am sub-primal.
I'm definitely sub-primal.
I understand that, like,
Gabe
primal.
Primal
as shit.
You're only
fucking primal my ass.
You're only primal because you don't wipe.
In what world? Look at you. At your desk, you got a beer and a can of Glen 20. What the fuck's going on with you?
Gabe's only primal because he doesn't wipe his ass or brush his teeth.
Mate. So, yeah, the Liver King copped a bit of heat. But apparently he said that he made his fortune prior to becoming a Liver King. And
I doubt that. Well, he was already very wealthy.
He was already making millions of dollars.
He must have been because he was spending $11,000 a month on steroids, and like God knows what his food.
But he
bill,
lived on a ranch.
Yeah, God knows what his food
like
bill
a
would
compound.
be. He must have been paying an absolute shitload to make all that content. Like he had a team, so he's probably already a pretty wealthy guy anyway.
Well, apparently he makes about $100 million a year.
That's a bit. That's nice.
So
that's nice.
If that's
cash.
what he makes or what his company makes, I'm not 100% sure.
It's only a little bit more than you, Isaac.
Yeah,
just a touch. Well, almost as much as you. And who did I tell that story to yesterday? Oh, shout out to Adam Greentree.
Oh, friend of the show. Where's the megaphone?
It's over here. I can't get it.
Name dropper.
I was telling Adam Greentree about
Gabe's
wage.
Greentree would have blown up.
He was blowing up.
Yeah.
He was like, that fucking little shit.
Yeah.
He said, wait till I get my hands on it.
Oh, he will fuck you up too.
He kills animals for a living.
Yeah.
Is he primal?
He's primal.
He is fucking primal.
Greentree's primal.
He's
definitely.
fucking primal. Yeah. Have you seen the shit that he's been posting on Instagram? Like he's just out like, so he's like me to you away just from Crocs.
Yeah.
He's a nutbag.
Yeah. He's like, don't fill up your water in the same spot twice because they're watching you.
Here's what'll happen if
they're watching you. Yeah.
When he goes away, like he told that story on the podcast about him getting trapped like up down a glacier and stuff. But every time he goes away, I always say to him, don't die.
Are you coming back?
Try not to die. He's just a fucking
He's a man's man. He's primal, for
man,
sure.
he used to walk across when he was, he had a pretty rough upbringing and he got away sort of in the wilderness and that was where he found himself sort of thing. And he would go out and just walk across. He was down in near Canberra. He'd walk for days, just out in the bush. Like, he's just a fucking nutcase.
Yeah.
Lovely dude.
He's a man's man.
Fucking man's man, right? He loved the Raptor.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. He probably put something in the back of it.
He fucking loved the Raptor, man.
On the subject of steroids too.
Oh.
Conor McGregor.
Nah, I won't hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
I won't hear it. I love Conor.
McGregor is fucking juiced out of his mind.
How do you know?
I don't, but he's huge. And apparently he got taken out of the USADA testing pool.
Yeah.
Because he obviously broke his leg. Obviously got on some nice juice to heal up nice and quick. So he taken himself out of the pool. He looks fucking huge.
He does look big.
He's fucking massive.
His face has changed.
His jaw. He's got the Zac Efron. You seen Zac Efron's jaw?
Yeah, no, Zac Efron's jaw was a little bit more
square. McGregor's is fucking. He looks like, you watch American Dad? You know Stan Smith off American Dad?
Yeah, fuck, I love American Dad.
He's got the chin like the dad off American Dad.
He does have the chin of American Dad. Like a Jimmy Neutron fucking chin.
Yeah, crimson chin.
He is looking different and thick.
Fucking massive.
But this is the thing.
What's he going to fight at when he comes back?
Fucking 200 Ks. I happen to know, well, I guess anyone knows this, that Conor McGregor is very, very small. Same as Tyron Woodley. Now, I was in an elevator with Tyron Woodley, and he's an ex-UFC fighter, fought Jake Paul, most recently got knocked out. I'm a name dropper, yeah. I was in an elevator with him in LA with his girl, and we were just in the hotel. I didn't say anything. I'm a bit of a pussy. I just don't like annoying people. But
you know what it's like to get bothered by the general public.
Yeah, the last thing Tyron Woodley wants is some big fucking lurchy cunt carrying pizzas up to his room going, hey, go around. But he was tiny, like a really small man. But you see him with his shirt off and photos on like TV where he looks, you can't really tell his size. He looks jacked. And this is the thing, short dudes, like, and I know this is going to upset some people, but short men aren't real men.
Yeah.
Like, they're not. Short men are the equivalent of fat chicks.
Yeah.
You know, they're like short men really.
I want to see where you go with this.
Short men, I understand why it's always like Hitler was short, Pol Pot was short, all these evil characters.
Joseph Kony.
Evil. Joseph Kony, only 5 foot tall. A lot of people don't know that. Like, you know.
Caused a lot of grief for a small man.
Kony 2012?
Yeah.
Was it 2012?
Kony 2012.
Kony 2012?
How's that going?
I haven't heard about it. He must be doing well. But all these short guys are all like evil, bad men.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, if you get over 6'5", like I'm 6'8", and I'm just like, bro, everything's cool up here.
It's hard to be mad when you're tall.
You can't. You walk into a shop, you're like, yeah, sure, overcharge me.
Whatever.
Don't take my vouchers. But as soon as a short guy walks in.
They're coming back with a handgun.
And this is why Italian men are angry, because they're all short.
Yeah.
They're all angry at their wives for no reason.
They do.
And fucking red sauce and the whole thing.
They did coin the term wife beater, didn't they, when they wear those singlets?
Did they?
Are
you saying all Italian men beat their wives?
Not the gay ones. 155 pounds is what McGregor fought.
Which is 63 kilos?
70.
70 kilos.
70 kilos is like, I've taken bigger shits. Like that's
How much do you weigh, Gabe?
that's
so
small.
That's weak.
That's small and gay and weak.
I'm not even bad.
That is subprimal.
That is subprimal. I'm 101.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm about 105.
But I'm like, there's bigger dudes than me walking around. Like,
Oh,
70 kilos is fucking so small.
I lost on keto. I recently just got off on the weekend. I got
Congrats.
Thanks, bro. I went from 110 and a half to 104 in 5.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Kilos to go, bros. Kilos to go.
But
You
that's
should do
still
it.
35 kilos heavier than...
I know. It's
One-
a lot. It's a lot.
That's small. But he'd have to be like 90 something now. He looks enormous.
No, he wouldn't. He'd be 80 maybe.
What, he said 170.
85.
I think he said 170 he's going to fight her.
Do you know how tall McGregor is?
He'd be 5'8".
170 is still only
5'9".
like just under 80 kilos. That's still
How-
not a big dude.
No, and this is the whole reason.
Liver King's 5'7".
Is he?
Yeah.
So this is my whole point.
Yeah.
Being a short guy, it's so much easier to put muscle on. You look bigger.
Yeah.
You only have to put on half the muscle.
It's like Rogan. Like Rogan's a
Yeah.
short dude. He's what, 1.7 meters tall.
So he's 170 centimeters tall. What's that in feet?
It'd be like 6 fucking...
Nah, it wouldn't
No,
be
just
6.
under 6 foot. 180 is 6 foot. So it's just under 6 foot.
Okay. So what was he?
173. So it'd be
centimeter.
5'11". 5'11 and a half.
No,
What is it?
5'6".
What?
Or 5'7".
That can't be right.
Yeah. It's inches.
Okay. What? 1.8 meters is 6 foot. And he's 173 centimeters.
I don't know. Google just tells me.
Okay. Well, I don't think Google's right there. But anyway, he's not a tall man.
It says it right there.
5'6". Yeah, right.
5'6'9". So call it 5'7".
Yeah.
See, I hate short dudes. So if you're a short dude watching this, turn off.
Yeah. Find a new
This
podcast.
is for tall blokes only.
Find a new podcast.
I just walk out.
Get out. Yeah, so the Liver King, he's short. McGregor's short.
Kanye West is short.
Now, that's a guy you can set your watch to. He's a good man.
He's fucking on fire.
What about the fucking Alex Jones interview the other
I
day?
haven't watched it. I love Alex Jones. I fucking love Alex Jones, and
Some
I'm
of the
really digging.
quotes, my
I'm
God.
digging Kanye at the moment. Did you boys watch it?
What's in his fucking Instagram bio?
Did
There's
you
so
say
much-
I'm digging Kanye at the
I
moment?
do. I know not what he's saying, but I just love his attitude.
How he's saying
Do
it.
you know?
Entertainment.
Do you know what I do love? He burnt that deal with Balenciaga just before the fucking child porn.
Did he? Did he have a deal with Balenciaga?
Yeah, huge. That was like the big thing. He like Adidas and Balenciaga both dropped him because he went on this rant, and then like 2 weeks later, Balenciaga do this ad campaign with like basically softcore child porn.
Now, was it softcore child porn? I know they had all the weird sort of
There was
like
kids with teddy bears in
it was-
bondage.
it was 100% weird.
And
Agreed.
there was a one of the shots is a hot chick in a flash New York kind of apartment, and there's all this paperwork on the table.
yeah.
But on the table there's a book that's by of an artist. He's like a Dutch or a Belgian artist, and his work is like all really weird, like child, like it's not child porn, but it's
let me get
weird.
the actual thing.
Get his name.
Paperwork.
It's not child porn, but
it's fucking weird.
It's a book that's like praising this artist, and all his work is like very, very weird, sus fucking.
So this is what was the document seen in the controversial Balenciaga sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think calling it porn is a stretch. Like that's clickbait, but
it's fucking not far off.
But it's wrong. It's wrong as fuck.
So one of the papers discovered one was of the 2008 Supreme Court ruling, United States versus Williams. The court had been tasked with deciding whether laws banning the pandering or promoting of child porn violated the First Amendment rights of freedom of speech and expression in America. So they're trying to work out whether or not you should be able to use or promote child porn because it's freedom of speech. The Supreme Court upheld the 2003 laws to continue to outlaw advertising, promoting, and presenting of CP. The original petition was launched by sex offender Michael Williams. Now, that's a man you can set your watch to, who was charged with possessing and pandering of child porn after he told an undercover Secret Service agent that he had sexually explicit pictures of his daughter, a minor.
That's good.
So why the fuck is that in your fucking photo, Balenciaga, you creepy freaks?
Yeah. But like, and Kanye must have known.
Maybe he was the one who was behind the whole.
He's a genius.
Maybe.
And we already talked about the merch, hey? How he's like bought warehouses full of Balenciaga gear and rebranded it with Yay 24. Good. Like it's going to be all these like election merchandise. Yeah. And he's going to sell it for like $20.
Good.
We have to get some.
Okay, Gabe.
I'll see what
just give him your credit. Whatever.
Anybody listening to this, just buy it and we'll buy it off you.
We got to get some. Like,
I want a jacket.
Oh, I want fucking and like some Yeezys, some Yeezy foam runners. We should do a whole episode in like
just
Balenciaga gear and like Yay 24.
But
and
what?
Like,
so do you know what he said, Bluey?
I know
in the Alex Jones interview.
He's had plenty to say about the JM, the Jewish media. That was on Lex Friedman. And Lex is like, he's like, stop calling it the Jewish media. And he goes, fine, JM.
Straight faced as.
You know who's part of the Jewish media that doesn't get called out enough? Rugby League Week.
What? Are they owned by Jays?
Just money-hungry Jays at Rugby League Week.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
It's just an arm of the JM.
It is. It's a really anti-Palestinian, the Rugby League Week.
I noticed that.
Mate, you wait. You'll see like a nice story about the Morris brothers or something when they fucking first started playing, and then all of a sudden it's anti-Palestinian propaganda.
I had noticed that.
It's crazy.
What came out of the Alex Jones chat? Because surely there's going to be absolute gold mine when Alex Jones and Kanye West sit down at the moment.
So you haven't seen any of the clips?
I haven't watched it, no.
Dude, he sat there and he was just like...
Get ready to get clipped.
Can you do...
What I like about Hitler.
Yeah.
And that was like, he just kept saying shit like that. And
Can you do a good Alex Jones voice? Or Kanye? Was he like...
Kanye! Listen, Kanye! Oh, not really.
Was he...
He was trying to get him out of it.
Apparently he was rattled.
He was saying like, Kanye is saying... There's a lot of things I love about Hitler. And Alex Jones is like, no, like, you're saying, like, you like the uniforms, right? Like, he's like, nah.
You saying you like the uniforms?
Yeah.
And he's just like,
Alex Jones isn't
nah.
black. You like those uniforms, boy?
You like those uniforms? Well, you can wear one.
That's a terrible Alex Jones. Here's the thing, Kanye.
Let's make the frogs gay. No, I can't do it. But yeah, so he basically just went on this mad tangent about what he admired about Hitler, what he liked about the Nazis.
Well, apparently not Donda. What was the album before Donda? Jesus. He wanted to call it Adolf.
Wow.
True. That's not a joke.
I haven't heard this.
That's not a joke. You can Google that. Apparently he wanted to name, I think it was Jesus. He wanted to call Adolf or Hitler. He just wanted to call it Hitler.
He wanted to call it Adolf. Well,
Adolf or Hitler. He wanted to call it like it was going. And you can get this up. Google this at home. I'm not lying. And apparently, I don't think the marketing team took to it too kindly. They were like, "No, you can't do that."
So they're just sitting there at Sony Records, like, "Oh, I wonder what he wants."
What do you want to call it, Yeezy? And he's like, "Hear me out, Hitler." They're like, "No." Crazy.
Sources told CNN that West originally suggested the title Hitler for his 2018 album that eventually released as Yay.
What a fucking lunatic. What a fucking lunatic.
Mate, he is so mentally deranged, this cunt.
But you know what? He gave us college dropout.
Yes.
He gave us graduation.
Yep. All amazing hours. All amazing
Dark
amazing
Twisted
hours.
Fantasy.
He's a genius. Dark Twisted Fantasy is one of the best albums ever.
Mm-hmm.
He's a genius.
He is.
I'm gonna and if he got out this Balenciaga thing, I don't think he's as mad as everyone makes out. I know it seems crazy at the moment. I reckon there's gonna be method.
Do you
in
know?
madness.
Do you know what? Well, I think so too. I think maybe there's something.
There's gonna be. It's Kanye.
Maybe.
He's never let us down before.
But also, have you seen the live performances he does when he's like out in the mud flipping around?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Like he's a fucking
It's
idiot.
crap.
So, you know how I thought this was quite funny? Adidas dropped him, right?
Yeah.
Do you know why Adidas dropped him?
Because isn't Adidas a German company?
Because they're German.
Yeah.
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 So imagine Ye turning up at the Alex Jones interview wearing Adidas clothing going, "We love Hitler."
Yeah.
Adidas loves Hitler.
Not a great look for the brand.
Terrible look for the people.
Yeah. I learned something about Adidas and Puma was started by two brothers and they had a fight. And like it was originally just Adidas. And then the brothers had a fight and one of them was like, "Fuck you, I'll start my own sportswear brand." And he started Puma. They were two German brothers from this tiny little town in Germany.
Unlucky to that one.
Yeah.
Well, apparently
Puma's still pretty big.
their cousin made Fila.
That's surely not
And their
true.
uncle started Bilo.
Oh, shut up. I saw, you know the Fila logo?
Yeah.
I saw this with Tyler, the Creator's, like, you know, the rapper Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was doing some interview and he had a shirt on that it was just a white shirt that had what looked like the Fila logo. Like, it looks exactly like it, but it says flog. I was like, I need one. I need one of those. It's very good.
Talking about flogs, women in sport. Have you noticed that female athletes are the only athletes in the world that can be morbidly obese or at least quite overweight and still be a professional athlete?
It's because they're not full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people that are fit that aren't full-time athletes.
What sport are you thinking of?
Rugby league.
Yeah, but there's plenty
You need
of
some
fat.
front rowers.
There's plenty of fat. Fuck.
Are they fat though, or are they big dudes?
Remember George Rose?
Yeah.
So one guy.
There's not. Yeah, but like, there's more than like fucking. There's heaps of them.
There's
Yeah,
heaps of
it's
fat
changed
chicks
too.
in the
But like, no,
NRLW.
think about like you watch like old footy.
Yeah.
Footballers don't look like what they look like now because
But they were
weren't-
never fat.
No, but there's like
They were big dudes, but they were never fat. Go back to the early 90s. They're still not fat dudes.
yeah, but they're not like they don't look like they are now. But like dudes like it's sometimes just more naturally athletic than chicks. Yeah.
Sometimes, all the time.
Hey.
Sometimes are naturally more
time.
athletic, or all the time are naturally more athletic.
I guarantee you I could outplay every single woman in the Australian Rugby League team.
No, you'd get who's the Knights captain? Millie Boyler would fold you. Yeah, 100%.
My asshole.
You did your meniscus while you're in bed. You would get killed by Millie Boyler.
I would run her over.
No, you.
Of course I would.
You hurt your meniscus while you were
Of course I
sleeping.
would.
You'd get killed.
I would absolutely dominate women's rugby league.
I don't know about dominate. You probably get picked in the Australian squad, but I don't know.
Damn
if you'd
straight
dominate.
I would. I'd fucking kill it. And I haven't played in like 7 years. I'd kill it.
No, you'd get hurt.
As if.
Yeah.
Doing what? Don't get me wrong. Some of the big New
Rolling
Zealand
over.
chicks-
Yeah.
Some of the New Zealand
You
chicks
get hurt
scare me.
doing your boots up.
I actually do get some fucking issues with the what are they called? The fucking
What, laces?
when I what are the little bits around your fingernails?
Oh, like stepmother's blessing kind of thing where it comes away.
Step
that what you're talking
blessing.
about?
What are they fucking cuticles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, mate, I really big injuries. Yeah, they're not good. And they start bleeding you. No, I find it funny that they're allowed to be overweight. I don't think it's cool. I think they should have to be fitter.
Yeah.
Don't you think, Josh? I know you're a bit of a progressive sort of guy, and you like to look after.
No, I just think like
I know you like to lie.
where women's sport at the moment is like say in like 20 years when they're full time, you won't see as much of like the overweight. You know what I mean? Like the ones you're talking about, you won't see as much of that because they'll be full time. Like they'll be like the girls that are playing now are like working and training. Like so when they're playing full time and training full time and physio full time, their bodies are going to change.
Wouldn't you think you'd want to be if you are playing professional sport like these women are?
They're not playing professionally. Not all of them are professional.
but they get paid.
Yeah, but that's like I get paid to play local footy. That's not professional.
Get over yourself, mate.
No, but it's like semi-professional. It's not.
I know, but you're on
it's
the
not
telly.
full-time.
Like, come on.
Yeah, but like
You're trying to be professional. Shouldn't you be fit?
they are.
How many people?
They're probably still fit. They're just not like sexy. No, but they're probably still.
Are you trying to say that? Are you suggesting that you hate women in rugby league because they're not sexy enough for you?
Yes. I think that's obviously what I'm saying.
No wonder you're losing followers on the Daily Blue. All the fucking
Pig.
all the pig haters out there.
Pig. Yeah. So what was the point? There's just fat chicks in footy.
No, I just thought about it the other day. You don't see it in any other like male sport.
Darts.
But you do in heavyweight boxing. Like obviously Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's a big dude, but he's
Andy Ruiz.
He's very fit. Andy Ruiz, yeah. Boxing for sure.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about what we got going on this week. How long have we got left in this podcast?
We got we're at 52 minutes.
Okay, so I'll wrap.
Fuck, that's gone fucking quick.
I'll be swift with this.
Give him an extra 2 minutes because I always forget about the countdown.
Just go.
Yeah, no, I was just asking because I wanted to get this through.
Yeah.
We are doing a show on Thursday night in Maitland. You're opening the show. Congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
You're not opening, but you're the first act up.
Yeah.
Ready, you'll open. So you don't have to stress about that.
That's in Red Dog.
But we're raising money for Swiss 8.
For the veterans.
Swiss 8 is a company that I am an ambassador for, and they do some great work. I ran into, and it's sold out, so we don't have to sell it, which is really cool.
But it's going to be sick.
Sold out in 2 hours.
You and Frenchie. How's that not going to sell? That's
yeah,
fucking great.
Fuck yeah. And anyway, so ran into Adrian, who's one of the founders of Swiss 8, owners or whatever you want
Adrian
to
Sutter. Great guy. I used to play footy with him, actually, many years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Fit young man, good looking bloke.
He's a handsome bastard.
Handsome bastard.
Jacked.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's
gay. No. He'd bash the shit out of me if he heard that.
he must be primal.
Oh, he's primal. He's
primal
fucking primal as fuck.
But I think he was a soldier. And he sort of started this to help with the mental health crisis that soldiers are facing. Now, one interesting thing he said, and I wrote this down because I really wanted to talk about it, was it's not just people who go away to war that are having PTSD in the military. It's also people who sign up and never go away to war, never leave the country, but they are leaving the armed forces with mental health issues like PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Can you guess why you think that is?
I would imagine there is, depends. There'd be some sort of trauma associated with the training, surely.
Maybe, yeah.
I reckon definitely.
Maybe they need to change the way they train people, sure.
I don't know. I think if you want to be getting fucking flogged at training if you're going to war. Like, you want to be getting prepared for it. But I think, I don't know, from what I've heard, the training can get pretty wild.
So he said this, and I've never thought about it like this, and it made so much sense. The military, the armed forces, the reason that so many people have mental health issues when they leave is because they went in with them. The military attracts broken people.
Yeah.
Because they want a family.
Yeah.
They want something to belong to. They want something that's going to set them straight, that's going to get them right. And they've already suffered this trauma, whether it be from their mother, their father, or their grandparents, or whoever's looked after them early in life. And they've developed these issues, and now they think that maybe the military will help. When it may in some cases, or it may just exacerbate them, and then they leave and they have these issues. I just thought it was very, very interesting because I'd never thought about it in those terms.
That is interesting, yeah. I wouldn't have thought about that.
No, and I thought, these are often young people, mid-20s, coming out of the military for the first time. They've served their 4 years or whatever it is they sign up for, and they're going into the world. They've just left school. They've just left the military. They've never had any sort of routine in place that wasn't set there for them. And that's where things like Swiss 8, which is an app for military people, or for, I think they're doing for a lot of different things. And he said another one is rugby league, or basically professional sport.
Yeah.
A lot of these people who are coming out of being a professional are going, okay, shit, what do I do here?
I think because they go from having so much structure.
Yeah.
Like footy in the military, probably similar in that respect, where you're told what time to train, what to eat, when to eat, what you're doing this day, what you're doing that day. And then you come out and there's like nothing. And like you're saying, you probably got that sense of belonging. Then you don't have that anymore. And then that structure, you don't have that anymore. So that's all gone. So then you're like, fuck, what am I doing? What's the point? Probably get pretty sad.
You get it to when, I started to see it when I stopped working. Yeah. And I just started working from home on this.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I was like, you'd wake up and you'd be like, okay, what the fuck am I going to do today?
A lot of people I know that began working from home through COVID had it as well.
Yep.
Where it was like, they'd just be like in the house, like four walls all day, just sort of in your own head, just fucking looking at spreadsheets and shit. And they're like, fuck this. Like, not talking to anyone, like just answering emails and stuff. You're like, oh, yuck.
Like, I've gotten used to it now, and worked out ways that you know, sort of.
Well, you do have a bit of structure in your day, don't you? Like you get up at a certain time, you train, you eat this time, you train this time, like have your 10 coffees at this time, like. But you do have like structure. I do. You have to.
You have to, otherwise you lose your fucking mind. I think structure's so fucking important. Dixon's the same with it. She's like, if we change like the structure of the day, it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally like that. It's battle station.
You said 2 chords came in the mail that you weren't expecting. You're like, what the fuck
is this? This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, so that was a really interesting way to look at it, and I think we're gonna raise some money for them because they're not getting any money from the government.
Yeah,
which is mad.
Yeah.
So like Adrian was saying, and you know he's met with some pretty influential people, and they're just like, mate, there's just no one's gonna fund it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Why? Because as I think we've spoken about before on the podcast about the idea that a government is only in place for 4 years.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not looking long term. They're only looking to the next sort of election cycle. They're not worrying about what's happening in 10 or 20 years. And that's why governments, like communist governments, do quite well with getting things done and why they don't pay people. And
are you saying we should...
I think we
all socialist nation.
We all need a cock ring, and we all need to be socialists. That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
But at least with a communist government, a dictator, at least they're not changing every couple of years. That's one positive, I guess.
Yeah, that's why they can just get everything done.
You know, and that's what I think Kanye was talking about with the Nazis. They got things done.
I mean, you say what you want, but he's got a few good points.
He's not wrong about everything, and that's what's so crazy.
Sometimes he's right too.
I don't know. I think raising money is a good thing. I think we're doing it for some good. We're doing it for the Newcastle Dog Rescue. We've raised $8,000 already.
Awesome.
And we're going to do some stuff for the Swiss 8 on Thursday night. That's going to be fun. It's going to be me and Frenchie, a couple other guys who I started doing stand-up with, you. Gabe, coming up? It'll be fun.
It'll be really good. Fun. I know it's a fundraiser for veterans and stuff. I've got jokes about pedophiles and drug use. Is that going to be...
Oh, there'll be pedophiles and drug users there.
Good.
Not just.
I mean, it is in Maitland, so
you don't. Oh yeah, I drove past the joint that it's at the other day when I was up visiting
Grand Junction.
My good friend Adam Greentree, and it's a bit of a hole.
Nah, it's good. I know the way that runs it. It'll be good fun.
It's a fucking
shithole.
That'll be good. Way to get in there and it up.
Yeah,
but no, it'll be fun. But
can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to Patreon right now to continue this conversation. There is a bit that I wanted to talk about a scientist out of, I think he worked in the Wuhan lab.
Ooh.
And he's come out and said that it was created by, the vid was created by the people.
Well, he'll be going missing soon.
Yeah, I know. And everyone in the media was like, controversial scientists. So
everyone's like, shut the fuck up, mate. You are going to disappear very soon.
You're about to lose it. But head over on Patreon. It's $1 a month, and you'll never spend $1 better.
Also, just before we finish the podcast, I was in Sydney on the weekend. Fuck Sydney. I just wanted to say that. I hate that.
It's the worst city in Australia.
The parking is just fucking sucks ass.
Mate, I will go to Brisbane. I will fly to Brisbane over Sydney.
And it's insane. Like, the concert was amazing, and I spent a good weekend with some friends. Everything else about it fucking blew.
How'd you get there?
Drove, and then like just the car park at the hotel was a fucking nightmare. Signage is shit. Traffic fucked. People you deal with to try and park your car fucking sucked. Fuck that low joint.
It is the worst city in Australia.
I mean...
worst capital city at the very least.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, Adelaide's a bit fucking... Well...
It's capital of New South Wales.
Capital of New South Wales, Gabe, you big fucking idiot.
Fair.
Adelaide's a bit of a shithole, but it's all right.
It's got some good strip clubs, allegedly.
I don't know if I've been to a strip club in Adelaide.
I'll have to go.
We'll have to go back. Perth's fun.
Perth's great.
Who else is there? Brisbane.
Brisbane's good.
That big river of poo. Gold Coast. Ugh.
Goldie's good. I'm going there in a few weeks.
I hate the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I like Burleigh. I like Burleigh. That's cool. Which is just south of the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Burleigh and
Goldie's fun.
Yeah.
Slingshot, kittens, it's fucking good.
Kittens. Is that the strippers there?
Don't pretend like you don't know.
No, isn't it Hollywood Showgirls?
Oh, Showgirls. No, Kittens is in Sydney, I think.
Come on, bro.
That's sloppy.
That's
sloppy from me.
We're up at Toowoomba a couple of weeks ago, and do you know the name of the strip club in Toowoomba?
No, but I think it's going to be awesome.
It's an old bank. It's called The Vault.
Beautiful.
And everyone knows The Vault.
Of course they do.
Fucking amazing.
That's a great name because it makes you feel safe when you're going to be debaucherous.
It's like you go out and your mum's a bit worried about you. Where are you going? You go in The Vault. You go, oh, He'll be safe.
He'll be safe. It's a vault. What could go wrong?
But it's funny. You walk along the main strip and it's like Golo, and then it's a shop, and then it's a dress shop, the Vault, and then it's like a fish and chip shop, and it's just in the middle of the fucking street. Perfect. It's great. Let us know your favourite strip club in the comment section below.
But before Patreon, should we shout out the people who had us in their Spotify Wrapped this year?
Oh, yeah. I got a few messages from people, like, because we got our Spotify Wrapped.
Oh, right.
And people were messaging us saying we were in their Spotify Wrapped. One guy messaged me, he said, we were third in his top 5. Yeah. Behind Rogan and Segura.
Who?
Exactly. I was like, mate, pick those fucking numbers up. Get us to number 1.
No, that was great. That's good. I'm glad. Thank you for listening over the 2022 year, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've only got a couple more shows left, don't we?
For the year, yeah. Well, what have we got next week? And then probably the Chrissy show the week after. And then
that'll wrap us until we get back in January.
Yeah. We might have a week or 2 off, do you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon we have Christmas off and then come back first week of Jan or something like that.
Yeah, 1 week's enough.
Yeah, I mean,
we're not exactly breaking our backs here, are we? I don't need that much time off.
I mean, I've had a whole beer, so maybe I need a bit of a relax. But so the 16th, we're going to record the Chrissy podcast, and that'll be out the week after. So that is next week. Is that correct, Goob?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go over to Patreon right now to catch the rest of this podcast. But for those of you who have no money and no friends, goodbye.